Well, for more on that, we're joined by Asad Abu Sharh, Palestinian academic and activist, joining us from Dublin. Mr. Abu Sharh, welcome to the program. The recent killing of a Palestinian toddler by Israeli forces in a village in the occupied West Bank, as we know, has drawn widespread condemnation. According to the UN, civilians, particularly children, continue to bear the brunt of the Israeli aggression against Palestinians. Talk to us about the reactions that are pouring in right now.
Let me tell you something about this. Israel has always been killing the Palestinian people and killing especially children. And this is part of the Zionist ideology against all the Palestinian people, all age groups of the Palestinian people. And a few years ago, a book was issued by two rabbis, Torat HaMelech. And these two rabbis recommend and order and call for the annihilation of Palestinian toddlers, children, and babies in case they might grow up as Palestinians and resist the Israeli occupation. The book was distributed to all Israeli units, army units, and which was used, of course, to kill children. And there was no reaction, unfortunately, from the whole world, because the Israelis are being protected by the West, by the United States of America, and by two weapons. The weapon of propaganda, mass deception, and the weapon of mass destruction supplied by the United States of America to Israel, and by the West. So Israel is being supported by the West and behaves with impunity, and nobody cares. And the Zionist program, the Zionist ideology, is based on ethnic cleansing and on occupying all of Palestine, and on the annihilation and of all the Palestinian people, in order to pump in more Jews and to pump out all the Palestinians, so that they will establish an exclusivist Jewish state in Palestine, not only in Palestine, which is to be extended from the Euphrates to the Nile.
Mr. Abu Sharh, given the unequivocal support that the Israelis have from the likes of the United States, how can the status quo ever change?
Look, the West is totally against the Arabs and against the Muslims, and the West is looking for its own interest. Unless the Muslims and the Arabs use their own interests, use, for example, the weapons which they have, oil and the wealth and whatever means, resources, their natural resources, against the West, and then they show unity among the Arab and the Muslim worlds, I think the situation is going to be very difficult. So unless we face the Americans, unless we confront them, unless we boycott them, unless we declare Israel as a rogue state and apartheid state, you see, the situation is going to remain as it is. So the Arabs and the Muslims should unite and should have a strategy in order to face those Western countries which are supporting Israel, and which are also insisting on supporting Israel against not only the Palestinians, against all the Arab and the Muslim countries. And look, what they destroyed Iraq, they destroyed Libya, they tried to destroy Syria. They are totally against Iran. They are against Iraq, most of the Arab and Muslim countries. So if Europe is united against the Arab, with, of course, Europe and the United States of America, and against the Muslim, why not the Muslims or the Muslim countries, or the Arab countries, unite and have a strategy to face them and to use their own interest in order to put pressure on the Americans, on the West, to end this occupation and to end this humiliating treatment of the Arab and Muslim world.
All right, thanks a lot, Palestinian academic and activist Asad Abu Sharh, joining us from Dublin.